people to have abortions, even though they're not surgically attacked. So demons can have very respectable exteriors, and they tend to. And as Prabhupada is writing here, asuras are generally strongly built, as described here, and therefore their mental condition is very sound, and their prowess is also extraordinary. In one of his, I don't know if it was a lecture or a room conversation, but Prabhupada was saying that Hiranyakashipu had a brother who lived in Brazil, and Brazil is noted for its gold. There's a lot of gold somewhere in Brazil, and so this brother, according to what Prabhupada said of Hiranyakashipu, built an underground tunnel all the way to Sri Lanka from Brazil. And he exported this huge quantities of gold through this tunnel under the sea. And the city of Lanka was built with this gold, and it's a very beautiful. It was at that time. It was Lanka. Then it became Ceylon, and now it's Sri Lanka again. It became a very wealthy kind of city, and it was destroyed. It was somehow destroyed by Hanuman, who took it very seriously that Hiranyakashipu's kingdom had to be destroyed. So that happens. There's also people that think that this gold is a symptom of the golden age, and there are some people who say the golden age began with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and other people say that it began with Srila Prabhupada. And there's other people that say it began with both of them, and there's other people that say it hasn't even begun yet. It's only a very small percentage of the people who are. So sometimes we lull ourselves into a false sense of security and think because ISKCON is growing, it's grown in the last 70 years, that the golden age must be upon us. And there's other people that say that it hasn't started yet. I was driving a vehicle once in London, and it was in January, which is it's kind of the dead of winter in that part of the world. And there's a street, I don't remember the name of it, but the street is pocketed with cherry trees. And somehow it was very warm in January, and it was in this Fahrenheit 70 degrees or something like that. It was extraordinarily unusual. And the blossoms of the cherry tree started to come out because they thought it was the middle of summer, and it was actually the middle of winter. So there are some people who think that the golden age is not begun yet. It's just the golden age, if it means in one sense that Satya Yuga takes place in the middle of Kali Yuga. I don't know if it's in the middle or the beginning or the end or wherever, but some say that it hasn't begun yet. And in one sense, it's true that in the golden age that the whole world is kind of pious, and it's an unusual occurrence for Kali Yuga. But it's just even 10,000 people out of 430, whatever it is, 427, 432,000 years, it's a very small number. And if it's already begun, it's still a very small number. It's just a fraction of, not even 1%, it's just a fraction of 1%. And if we take it that 10,000 years is going to occur some other time, it's still a very small part. It's still only a very small percentage of the whole population. So even though the Satya Yuga is slated to begin sometime in Kali Yuga, it's not known when. And Prabhupada has even been asked when it started, and he's never said a definitive time as to when it starts. And throughout all the Puranas, it's mentioned that this is an occurrence that is going to happen, but it doesn't say when exactly it's going to occur. But it's in Kali Yuga, that part is mentioned. But when in Kali Yuga, it's not mentioned. So it's become a bit of a controversy. So this golden age is maybe it's upon us, maybe it's not upon us. Maybe it's going to happen in the future, maybe it isn't going to happen in the future. It's hard to say. At any rate, the demonic persons are very powerful, and Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were very powerful demons. In fact, when they were first born, there were many evil omens that were occurring. Jackals were vomiting blood. There was great dust storms. There was thunder without rainfall, and many things were going on that indicated the world was going to be populated by demonic persons. Nowadays, there's, as Prabhupada mentions in some of the purports, We have global warming. We have sudden floods, hurricanes, and many things are occurring. So the indication is that there are many demons being born at this time. And as we know, there is a lot of warfare going on, even though the people are crying for peace. There's a lot of unnatural occurrences going on in the world. So the indication is that the world is very demonic. There are very many demonic people. The leaders of the world have demonic tendencies. And it's mentioned in another part of the Bhagavatam that when Dhruva was ruling the planet, after it was in Satyayuga, and he ruled the planet for 36,000 years. That's when people lived for 100,000 years. At some point, one of the Manus, Swayambhuva Manu, asked him to stop the killing of Yakshas. The reason he was obsessed with killing Yakshas was that Yaksha had killed his brother and stepmother. So to take revenge, he fought a whole city of Yakshas and killed many thousands of Yakshas. And Swayambhuva Manu told him to stop because he was exhibiting more anger than was necessary. And it's mentioned there that in one of his purports by Prabhupada, that in the modern day, sometimes it happens that over the killing of one person, many so-called innocent people are killed in world wars, and it goes on constantly. And when those two demons that were very, very active and injured Nityananda Prabhu, they were sporting in the water with young girls. They were very sinful activities, very engaged in very sinful activities, and Lord Chaitanya was informed about this, and he came to kill these two demons. Jagaya and Madai were their names, and Lord Nityananda stopped him, and he said, "If you kill them, you're going to have to kill everyone on the planet because everyone is sinful." So that, and then one of them promised Lord Chaitanya that he was never going to commit sinful activity again, and therefore these two demons became devotees, and they became very very pious. So it's possible that the demons can become devotees, and devotees can become demons. So I'll stop there. If there's any questions or comments that anyone wants to make, please do so. Now's the time. Yes.
Guru Maharaj, thank you for the class. You mentioned that there is no definitive answer about whether or not the Golden Age started. Which camp do you personally belong to?
As far as the Golden Age is concerned, I don't belong to either camp. I'm completely neutral. I don't know. That's my answer. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Anything else? Yes?
I thought it was interesting in the purport today how Prabhupada's saying that the demonic spirit is to train family members to exploit the resources of this universe or this planet. And I was thinking that that's going on, that we're using more resources even than the planet can keep up with.
That would be an argument to say that the Kali Yuga hasn't, that the Golden Age has not begun, because there are many demonic people, many demonic activities, and people think that because there's many advances in communication and travel and so forth and so on, and medicine, that that we're living in a golden age, and we may not be, because there are many demonic activities that are going on, including artificial intelligence, in which people think that they're going to be able to live forever. So the majority of the 7 billion inhabitants, the human inhabitants of this planet, are in a sense, they're getting more and more demoniac. So it's a little difficult. So that would be an argument to say that we're not living in the golden age yet. Actually, I don't know what the answer to that one is. Yes?
I was just thinking, if when Lord Chaitanya appeared, isn't that when the golden age was? Because
That's what some people say.
He was incarnated in Kali Yuga as well. I'm not
Well,
sure.
he's called the Golden Avatar, so some
Yeah.
people are convinced that the Golden Age began with him.
Yeah. I just thought that, but maybe it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was just asking.
Yes.
Could some people be in the golden age and some people not? Like, does it mean every single person is in this?
Well, there's different descriptions of what the Golden Age is, and one is that it's like Satya Yuga in the middle of Kali Yuga, that there's piety reigning throughout the whole world. And of the 7 billion people in the world now, piety is certainly not reigning. So that destroys that argument. Yes?
This may sound pretty far out there, but do you think like the planet would have to like recognize ETs for a golden age to occur?
Would have to recognize
Like
which?
extraterrestrials?
I don't know if it would be recognized, but people, according to that theory, people that are in Kali Yuga behave in a sinless way for a while, at least for 10,000 years. It's still a very small percentage of the 432,000 years, but still it's been predicted in several Puranas and in the Srimad Bhagavatam that it's going to occur, or it's maybe occurring at the moment.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Yes?
Thank you, Maharaj. Sorry I came late. And it's very hard to understand. If it's happening now, then wouldn't we acknowledge it's happening? And the other question was,
Well, if you think of it, just talk with me. We can do it after class or whatever.
okay.
Anything else? Okay, Hare Krishna. We'll stop there.